Hello, friends. This is Dr. Peter Swanz, and I wanted to take an opportunity to share with you the presentation we did this past week at the Vital Force office. We were talking about staying healthy through the holidays. I think this is really great information, and I want to share this. And none of this is direct health advice, but these are suggestions, things you can talk to your practitioner, the people on your health team about, and see if these are good ideas for you. So my name is Dr. Peter Swanz with Vital Force Naturopathy. And the first thing I want to bring to everyone's attention is like what's really going on today, or is what we're dealing with primarily chronic disease or acute disease? Because when we think about getting sick, we're often concerned about something acute, yet what's actually killing most people today, what's actually impacting people's quality of life, their finances, their relationships, their ability to just live a life congruent with what's important is chronic illness. It's not acute illness, right? We've done a very good job as a society dealing with acute illnesses. We do a very poor job with chronic illnesses. So we need to be thinking about this when we're thinking about our health and what we want to do to stay healthy here in the winter months. What we're concerned about, what we start thinking about is the acute stuff in the winter months, right? Catching the cold, getting the flu, something like that. What I would like to present is that it's not what we get exposed to, but what we are susceptible to. That's what determines whether or not we get sick. And you may know this because you've been around people in your life who you knew were sick, and then lo and behold, you didn't get sick after being around them. Another time you're around some sick people, you've been eating poorly, you've been stressed out, you haven't been exercising and taking good care of yourself, and all of a sudden now you are sick, right? So susceptibility is the key. It's not just that we've been exposed to a virus or bacteria, but it's that we're in a position where when we get exposed, our body is not able to defend itself appropriately, and now we get sick and we're having to do an acute fight. It's an acute infection. The winters can be challenging for us because we spend a lot more time indoors. We spend a lot more time in close proximity to others. We're often out in crowds. We're shopping. We're going to holiday parties. Most of us are dealing with more stress. The year's wrapping up. Work's wrapping up. We've got the holidays. It can be sad when we've lost loved ones and we're going into these special times of years. Plus these parties and getting together with family set up situations where there's going to be lots of desserts and junk foods, where we're not really sticking with our nutrition plans as well. We start to lose vitamin D because we're not getting as much sun exposure. We're not getting that fresh air and sunshine. And then again, the emotional stuff, the stress stuff, the seasonal affective disorders. So all of these stresses put the body in a weakened state, making it more susceptible to then catch an acute infection. So what do we need to do to protect ourselves? Well, we want to keep our gut healthy. A large portion of our immune system starts in the gut. And ways we can do this are taking probiotics, make sure we've got those good bacteria in the belly, make sure things are functioning well. We can use digestive enzymes to take some of the burden of digestion off, especially when we're eating the foods that aren't typical of our normal dietary choices. And then all of us, I say this over and over and over again, we need to eat for stable blood sugar and stable insulin levels. When we eat in a way that causes a quick blood sugar spike, insulin spikes, insulin creates more inflammation and stress in the body. We also want to eat real food. You might want to supplement with something like Juice Plus or a greens powder, athletic greens. There's ways that we can fill in the gaps between what we know we should be eating and what we actually are eating. But we do want to eat for the rainbow. We want the bright colors, the phytonutrients. We want to make sure our body has that nutritional foundation so that if we get exposed to something, we can mount that defense. And that's where good quality food comes in. We do want to keep our vitamin D up. I've yet to see anyone really who has adequate D levels that's not supplementing. Typical adults want somewhere between, around 5,000, 6,000 a day. Children probably 1,000. You can definitely get these levels checked with your primary care physician. Many docs will run this test now. We know how important it is. And the last few years with the COVID crisis pointed out how a lower vitamin D level was correlated with the worst prognosis overall. I'm a huge fan of NAC, N-acetylcysteine. Cysteine is a precursor for glutathione. Glutathione helps with the immune system. It helps with detoxification. NAC has a nice affinity for the lungs. It helps to protect the lungs. So it's just great for the upper respiratory infections that, people tend to, if you're going to get sick, that's what a lot of people tend to deal with, colds and flu this time of year. So NAC as a preventative is a great option. 1 capsule, 1 to 2 times a day. Capsules are typically between 500 and 1,000 milligrams. It really just depends, but this is just a great support. And then the winter hygiene, right? That's the other thing. We really want to be diligent. We want to wash our hands. I'm a huge fan of a neti pot. It's a great way to actually flush the sinuses out. So if you did get exposed to something in the upper respiratory tract, you come home, you flush it out. It doesn't sit in there and have an opportunity to become a more systemic burden in your body. If you struggle with the neti pot, if you've tried it and not had good success, I recommend the shower. It makes it a lot easier to do it in the shower. You don't need a box of Kleenex. You don't have to lean awkwardly over the sink or tub. You can add some H2O2, that's hydrogen peroxide, a small amount into the neti pot with the saline will also help to flush out the bacteria. So these are some just ideas for preventative medicine. And then we want to think about, well, what about the parties? What if we're, going out and we're going to be exposed to these foods, these challenges, these stress? Well, plan ahead. Unless it's a dinner event, eat dinner before you head out to a party. Make sure you get a good serving of protein, some quality fats, some veggies. You want to go into this event where there is going to be temptation, not starving. That will make a big difference. Make sure you're hydrated before heading out. When we get dehydrated, we will often feel hungry. We will want to eat more when our body actually just needs water. So make sure you're good and hydrated. When you're looking at the charcuterie board or all the food spread out, stick to the nuts, stick to the fruit. Try to avoid everything but your most favorite treats. I'm not saying completely deprive yourself, but don't waste time, energy, your body's defense mechanisms eating foods that you don't really enjoy or love that much. As much as possible, avoid sweetened beverages. You don't need soft drinks and juices. I get it. You might want some hot cocoa or some hot cider at one of these parties, but just stick to 1 glass. Don't just load yourself up with sugar and calories in beverage form. There's nothing wrong with packing food from home, bringing your own snacks. And most important, this is really a nutritional guideline throughout the year. Do your best to eat mindfully. Be thinking about what you are doing, what you are putting into your body from a place of awareness. Is this something that works for me, or is this something that does not work for me? Eat more of the things that work for you. Other ideas, we want to stay consistent with our sleep schedule here in the winter. We've got to stick to our exercise plan. We have to prioritize self-care during the holidays, make sure we're getting enough sleep, exercise, and eating well. And remember, persistence is always more important than perfection. That's a beautiful thing when we're looking at our health holistically. We don't have to do perfect every single day. We just need to keep moving. That's how we build momentum. And then what do you do if you're starting to get sick, right? You're not feeling well. Well, let's kick up some of what we've already talked about to the next level, right? The neti pot. You can use this as a way to flush out the sinuses. It can be a preventative thing, but it can also keep things moving if you're starting to get sick. Warming wet socks is a great hydrotherapy practice that you can do in the evenings before bed. It's great for kids. It's great for adults. We often encourage people to call it, or I tell parents to tell their kids to call it superhero socks or magic socks, because kids don't love putting wet socks on before bed. I will share the instructions for my YouTube channel in the comments. Kitchen medicine, there's great herbs, things that we can do at home. A garlic oxymel is one of my favorites. Oxymel is a vinegar preparation. We historically would extract herbs either with alcohol, with water like a tea, or with a vinegar. So a garlic oxymel is a garlic extraction with hot water, with some apple cider vinegar, with some honey. It's a very yummy and great immune support. And it's something that you can make a batch, keep in the fridge, and drink it as needed. We want to use other supplements to support the immune system. ViraClear is a great product, and acetylcysteine, colostrum, vitamin C, zinc. BioVeg is another immune support. Imugen. Some of these have herbs, some of these have vitamins, some of these have other nutritional supports. But when we're starting to get sick, we're wanting to kick the immune system up. This is different than just tonifying the immune system as a preventative support. And then also there's tons of other alternative supports that you can do. You can do homeopathy. You can do more botanical herbs, Chinese medicine, and acupuncture. There's a ton that we can do when you're getting sick, right? You do not have to suffer needlessly, and you don't have to just depend on over-the-counter supports that only address symptoms. You can truly address these issues, support your immune system, get better quickly, and feel like yourself quickly. You don't have, I hate when people tell me that they got sick and, it drug on for 2 to 3 weeks. It's completely unnecessary. And if we do the right things, we can bounce back really quickly. So please check out vitalforcenaturopathy.com online. You can reach out, info@vitalforcenaturopathy.com. Give the office a call. I'm grateful to be part of your health team. We don't really have any questions here. This is not live. But now through the end of November, I am doing a discounted family intake. This is just if you want to talk about your family, something specific, what you're dealing with, what your goals are, and maybe some ideas for how to wrap up this year the best way, make some plans for the new year. I am offering that with a $200 discount through the end of November. So this is Dr. Peter Swanz. I am so grateful for your time and your attention, and hope you are having a great start to your fall. I will be here putting out more videos, more content, and just look forward to chatting with you in the future. So thanks so much. Have a great, great day. Take care.